Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing my Insurgency Sandstorm settings. If you are curious about my hardware and my rig, go ahead and check out Karmakut.com. All my rig specs are up there as well as links to buy all my parts and stuff like that. So if you're interested in my rig specs, go ahead and check out Karmakut.com. But we're going to be going over the in-game settings. I run pretty much 60 plus FPS consistently. There are a couple stutters because it is beta and they still are working on a couple of the optimization issues. But we're going to jump straight into it. So as far as game, I show a relative team colors. I should actually have the compass on at all times. I turn off the key hints because I don't really need them anymore, and the game lessons, I don't need those either. Don't have any of the debugs on, and I use OBS, not NVIDIA highlights. As far as binds, this is all pretty much standard, except I made my crouch toggle on C, and I changed the COM radial menu from C to control. I've also done the same thing and swapped my lean keys, just like how I do in squad. So if I lean left, it's the E key, and if I want to lean right, it's the Q key. And that's because when you're moving in the CQB environments, clearing buildings and stuff like that, it's much easier on the fingers than to hold down two buttons with one finger. So just try it out. It's a little bit of a switch up, and it takes a while to get used to, but once you get used to it, you can really see why a lot of players swap their lean keys. So I use that, and I think that's pretty much it as far as everything else. Melee, I've switched to X, and my fire mode is always my middle mouse button just because it's most comfortable for me. I need to actually rebind my gas mask, so let's do that real fast. To G, because I don't really use my underbarrel, but I do need my gas mask for those chemical mortars sometimes. I've also swapped my communication buttons to mirror that of squad. So V is local and B is radio. So I actually like using the comms a lot just because it's much easier for me to work with the teammates and stuff like that, and I'm just used to calling things out. Yeah, that's pretty much it as far as that. As far as controls, I do not have auto lean turn on. I do not have manual bipod deploy, which I might want to try this. I haven't tried this yet because right now the game does a pretty good job of sticking your bipod when you want it to go down. It's pretty intuitive, but I'm going to see if I can actually get a little more cheeky spots to using the bipod deploy manually. Yeah, no look sensitivity changes or anything like that. I run 400 DPI in on my mouse. Just overall, it's 400 DPI, and I don't really touch any of the sensitivities. I think I've bumped these all to 1 because they were a little off. I think this was at 0.5. But yeah, these are all at 1 for me. I like having the same sensitivity everywhere all the time. As far as video, because this is what you guys are mainly looking for, display mode is on windowed. The rumor is if you stick it on full screen, you can squeeze out a couple more frames, but I'm getting plus 60, so I don't mind playing on windowed. 1920 by 1080 because that's my native screen resolution, so whatever yours is, just set it to your native screen resolution, even though you can upscale. Field of views at 90, resolution scale 100. Everything's on very high here. I have my anti-aliasing turned off, I think, because it was looking a little weird. I don't use frame rate smoothing. I have the frame limiter off so I can run as many frames as my computer can pump out. I like motion blur. I think it looks nice. That's a hit or miss for a lot of you guys. Some of you are going to hate that. But some of you like the motion blur, so it's hit or miss. Scope quality on high. I hear if you're having performance issues, you can also bump that down to low. Dismemberment on, of course. It's what makes Insurgency Sandstorm so unique. Ragdoll count high, just for the fun. And then foliage interactions on, because why not? As far as audio, this game is really loud. I have the master turned down to 80, and the music volume is at 3.3, just because when I'm recording, I don't want it to be so loud, or when I'm streaming. And then voice receive volume at 100 because comms are important. So that's pretty much it. There's nothing too crazy here, but that's my settings. I know you guys are always asking me when I stream or not. So I'll probably end up changing this to full screen sometime here soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then yeah, you can see how my game runs right now. I have my compass on all the time now. I might want to turn that off to toggle just because it is really intrusive. But you can see I'm getting like 60 plus, maybe even 100 plus frames right now. Games looks absolutely beautiful, runs smooth. It's a stunning game, especially on the UE4 engine coming off of Insurgency's source engine. Like, it's just an incredibly beautiful game when you have the rig to run it. And I know a lot of you guys are having performance issues, especially on like older rigs with 970s and stuff. But we're still waiting for that major optimization patch that NWI is going to put out. So if you're not having good frames right now, hang tight. NWI has talked about how they are looking at increasing the optimization. So that's mainly that's the biggest issue right now, I think, with Sandstorm, is that for some people it's just not running well at all. But luckily I have a good rig, so it runs well. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope this answers a lot of your questions regarding my rig and my my specs. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.